Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel for everything Arsenal and everything football. Thanks for being here. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome to the prediction show for game week 4. Already 4 game weeks down the line, and have a special guest with me, Maya. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Tell them which team you support. Oh goodness.
I know. I feel like I'm going to be hated on this channel, but I am a Tottenham fan.
She is a Tottenham fan, and both Arsenal, before we get into the prediction, both Arsenal and Tottenham were in the Europa League draw today. What are your thoughts on your group?
I mean, I'm really happy because I don't think I could possibly not be happy, to be honest. Looking at the other teams, it should be a certain that Tottenham top their group. So I'm feeling confident. What about you?
I am. I mean, no crazy trip to like Turkey and stuff like that. At least we go to like Norway, Austria, and those kind of countries. But you have some crazy trips to like Bulgaria and stuff. But yeah, I think I fancy Tottenham, Arsenal, and Leicester all to top their group.
Yeah.
So
right.
I can't complain about the draw. And last week against Newcastle, what did you think about the handball? I'm sure you're very disgusted.
Yeah, it was really interesting, actually. I wasn't watching the game because I play football myself and I kick off at 2 o'clock. So I kicked off at the same time as the Tottenham game, so I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
But as I was coming off the pitch, as the game was finishing, I had someone in my ear telling me that Newcastle just equalised, and I was absolutely gutted. I didn't think I could beat Arsenal gutted, but I was when I eventually watched it. I just think... I think everyone feels like it's ruining football when it's against you, but I'm sure Newcastle fans weren't complaining, were they? So
definitely not.
I do think that seeing VAR this week not being used in cup games has really brought back some energy, some excitement to fans, and I wouldn't complain if it went back to not using VAR, because when it's against you, it's horrible.
Yeah, you prefer it without VAR?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously we've had some VAR decisions go in our favour, Tottenham in the Champions League and whatnot. And when it is in your favour, it's amazing. But I just think that some of the rules now, these handball rules, and they're absolutely ridiculous. And VAR, I don't think is helping football in any way, really. The fans anyway.
Yeah, and what have you made of your season so far? Of course, the first game you lost to Everton, you beat Southampton, and the third one you drew. What have you made of it so far?
A bit up and down. I feel like this week, with the win against Chelsea and then our win last night, really probably given us a good boost to go into Sunday. But up until now, I feel like we've looked a little bit unsteady sometimes. I feel like he's still figuring out who his strongest players are in which positions, in which formation, really. Fair enough, because obviously we've made some new signings, we've got some injuries now. So I think until he has a squad back to full fitness, it will be a case of being a little bit unsteady. But like I said, I feel like this week has really given us a boost to go into Sunday. And I feel like this might be a bit of a turning point for Tottenham. Hopefully some more steady results, some more steady wins.
And last question, are you hoping to sign more players before the transfer closes on Monday?
Yes. Obviously we've been in talks for a striker and a centre half. I understand the centre half. I understand both signings, but I think Tottenham are crying out for a striker. I've been saying it for however long. And I think that if we do manage to secure a striker before the window shuts, whoever that may be, obviously we've all got our fingers crossed for a particular someone, but whoever that may be, I think that will really sort of put the icing on the cake and sort of give us real confidence going into the season, because I feel like with the games that we have, the competitions that we're in, the pressure on Harry Kane and on Harry Kane's hamstrings and his ankles is just too much. So I'll be filled with a lot more confidence if we do make another signing before Monday.
I always feel strikers normally don't want to come to Tottenham because they know they're going to be back up to Kane. They know they want to be like playing ahead of Kane, but I've always thought you guys needed a striker. But yeah, let's get into the 10 games for this weekend. There's some very, very good fixtures. We're going to start with Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Chelsea so far, their signings haven't really made an impact. What have you thought about them so far?
I think you're correct in what you're saying. I would have expected a bit more of a bigger impact from the big name signings. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Frank Lampard, which doesn't make it any easier. And I feel like for what they have now in their squad, they should really, really, really at least top four, and challenging higher, potentially City and Liverpool at the top of the table, challenging in the Champions League. They've got a really, really expensive squad, and I feel like they should be doing and playing a little bit better football than they have been.
Yeah, so what is your prediction for this game? Crystal Palace, by the way, have done good so far.
Crystal Palace are in form. I think that it will be a really, really good game. I never want Chelsea to win, but I feel like from the comeback the other day that they had, I feel like they've just got that little bit of added extra quality. I feel like they'll be disheartened from the cup in the week, and they'll be on form. I think it'll be a tough game, a close one, but I do think Chelsea will edge it. Yeah.
Oh, score prediction?
I'm going to go for 2-1. Close, not a lot of goals, because I think it'll be I don't think it'll be a very open game. I think both teams will want to keep it very tight. So 2-1, and I think it will go 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 to Chelsea.
I think I'll go for more goals. These days, there are so many crazy goals, but that handball rule and stuff. So I'm going to go for Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 2. The second game, Everton, top 2, won all their games, including the Carabao Cup games. Do you think they're a threat this season for top 4? Of course, you guys are going for top 4. We are going for top 4. Do you think Everton will threaten that?
I think that now with the way that football is going, with this VAR rule and it's so difficult to say. But looking at Everton's squad and the performances that they've produced and the score lines that they've been producing, they've been scoring a lot of goals. I think that they've got nothing to lose, really. They might as well go for it. I think they definitely will be in contention for top 6. I think top 4 is pushing it with Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United, Tottenham and Arsenal. They all do look fairly strong. But look at what Leicester did a few seasons ago. Look at what Leicester have been doing in the last few seasons. I feel like Everton could be the next team that start contending higher up the table. Yeah.
Prediction for this one? Brighton, of course, conceding a penalty after the final whistle last week. So prediction for this one?
Unfortunate, isn't it, for Brighton? I think they'll be feeling a bit hard done by, and will come out a bit like Chelsea with a point to prove. But I do think Everton have got this. I think the form that Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in, he'll be in the mood to score some goals. I think. Again, not another huge victory. I don't think. I think Brighton will give them a good go after the United game as well. They definitely did. But I do think Everton look very, very good and will edge this again. Score prediction. Everton look like they've got so many goals in them, don't they? I'll go 3-1 to Everton.
I'm going to go for a draw in this one. I think Brighton have played very well against Chelsea and against Man U, so 2-2 in this one. The next one, Leeds and Manchester City. Very, very good game. Leeds, of course, surprise package of this season. City losing last week, 5-2. What are your expectations for this game?
This is a bit of a tricky one. I think this could go either way. I think this could either go in a real upset and Leeds sort of prove that they are here in the Premier League to stay, as they have been doing. Or I think City, a bit like Chelsea and Brighton, will take that loss against Wolves and just be all in it. But I think I'm going to go actually because I have been watching a lot of Leeds and they look very, very good when they look good. And I think I might go for another upset, actually, and I think I'll go for a Leeds win. City, I just think are finding their feet at the back still. Obviously, Nathan Ake coming in has inevitably strengthened their defence, but I still think they're figuring things out at the back. And until they have things spot on, Laporte back, and they're fully fit at the back, I do think it'll be a bit risky for them. So I'm going to go for a Leeds win. I think I'm going to go 3-1 again to Leeds. I think once City let one in, they can crumble. And I have City in my predictions this year to win the Premier League above Liverpool. But I think at the minute it's a bit shaky.
Yeah, I'm also going for the same, City to win the title, but after the last game. But in this one, Leeds tend to attack so much and their defense is too open. And I think with Sterling and Myers, Bernardo Silva back, I think it will be a very high-scoring game. But I'm going to go for Leeds 3, City 4. They're going to win it 4-3. The next one, I don't really need you to talk about it. It's probably going to be a ball fest. So just prediction for it, Newcastle and Burnley.
Let's go 1-1. Very boring.
I actually agree that 1-1. The next one also Southampton and West Brom. Another one I'm not really looking forward to.
No, I'm not too confident that West Brom will be staying up this season. I know they obviously challenged Chelsea, but I still think looking at the quality in their squad compared to some of the other teams that usually finish in the bottom of the table, I think that theirs is just not got the edge. And I think that Southampton do, and I think that Southampton will win this game. I'm going to go 2-1 because Callum Robinson was in form. I don't know if he'll be playing this week, but I assume he will be. Got himself a couple of goals last week, so I think he will be scoring this week possibly. But I do think Southampton have this.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Southampton win. The next one, Wolves and Fulham. Fulham very, very poor so far this season. I think they've conceded more than 10 goals already. What are you expecting? Just prediction for this one?
Yeah, again, same thing with Fulham. They don't look great. Don't have them to split up, and I think Wolves will comfortably win. I think they'll comfortably win 3-0.
Wow, I think Fulham will score. So Wolves conceded 4 to West Ham last week. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Wolves. Not a really high scoring one, but 2-1 to Wolves. And then Leicester, West Ham. Leicester also have won all 3 games so far this season. Another question, like Everton, do you think they'll finish in the top 6 again?
Again, it's tough to say. In my predictions, I don't have Leicester to finish in the top 6 this year. That was done though before I got to watch them play, and they look good. I still think that the top 4 and the top 6 will consist of the big usual 6. But then I think teams like Leicester, Everton and Wolves will really give the top 6 a go. For this game, again, really tough. 2 teams that are looking good at the minute. I think it will be a really good game. And I think Leicester will edge this. And I think I'm going to go for 2-1 to Leicester.
I'm going to go for 2-0 to West Ham. And then the next one is Aston Villa and Liverpool. Aston Villa haven't conceded a goal so far this season. Do you think that record will stay after this game?
Yeah, unfortunately, Villa look great. They look so much better than they did last season. I am happy they stayed up, and I really do hope that they look a little bit more comfortable this season than they did last. However, I do think that Liverpool will stop them in their tracks this week. They look amazing. Liverpool really do look good. And I think they will comfortably win. Because of how good Aston Villa have looked defensively, I don't think it will be a thrashing. But I think Liverpool will comfortably win. So I'm going to go for 4-2 to Liverpool.
Wow, guess why they've been looking good? Because of that guy on screen, Martinez. I'm going to go for Liverpool 3, Aston Villa 0. I think the Sheffield and Fulham games have just been like it's too easy for them, but I don't think this will be easy for them. So this one, Liverpool will win it 3-0, and then the last two games, I'll give you the last one, but let me go with ours first, and then finish with you guys. Arsenal, Sheffield, of course, we beat Liverpool yesterday. I was happy with that penalty shootout. Sheffield, of course, lost every game so far this season. Are you expecting them to lose again? And there is a right answer, Maya. There is a right answer to that.
Yes, I am expecting Sheffield to lose. Sheffield United, I think, had so much momentum last season, and I don't feel like it's been carried through to this season. They look very average, very, very mid-table at best. And I think the Arsenal, I'm on an Arsenal channel, so I'm going to be nice. Arsenal do look good. It looks like Arteta's been building, and this season it might possibly really come together for you, which is why I do have you to finish in the top 6 at least. I think Arsenal will win this. Not to take anything away from Arsenal, but Sheffield don't look very good at the minute now. I think this will be 3-1 to Arsenal.
I think I'd agree that. I think I'd agree that. I think we'll concede this time. So Arsenal 3, Sheffield 1, and then the final game, Manchester United against Tottenham. Do you think not having Son will affect you guys and also playing like 5 games the last 10 days?
I'd like to say no, because I'd like to think that we're going to win it. But I think that putting players through 4 games in 7 days is absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, we've got injuries, especially one of our key players in the team, and I think it will play a part. It's horrible because we've got the likes of Steven Bergwijn and Moura. Lamella's been doing a great job when he's come on. These players that can be rotating in those positions, but Son is just so clinical. And I feel like I'm not too sure who United will start at the back, whether they'll go for Lindelof or not. But I feel like if they were to, then Son would really fancy his chances against a defender like Lindelof, who sometimes can make a few mistakes. However, we do have options. Like I said, Steven Bergwijn, I think he's played now a few games and looks like he's grown in confidence. Lucas Moura, assuming Harry Kane will be playing. We do have those attacking threats still. However, will it be enough, and will our defence be able to cope with Manchester United's attack? That is the question. I've got to back my team. I do think that we will win. I think it'll be a very cagey game, but I do think we will win. And I think that it will be 2-1 to Tottenham.
2-1 to Tottenham. I'm going to go for a draw here. I'm going to go for 1-1. I'm not seeing a very high-scoring game, but 1-1. Both teams will get a point from this one. Also, that is because I really don't want any of those teams to win. If both teams could win, both teams could lose, I'd be happy. So, yeah, those are the predictions. And I always ask a couple of questions before I let the guests go. The first one is, which 3 players do you think will definitely score this weekend?
Okay. I think that Calvert-Lewin will definitely score this weekend.
Yeah.
I think that Ollie Watkins will score this weekend. I think he will score against Liverpool. I think he's due a goal. And I've got to go Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane will score this weekend. Well, I hope he does anyway.
I'm going to give you one. I'm going to go for Lucas Moura to score. I would have gone for Dele Alli, but I'm not sure if he's going to start this one like he did the Europa League one. I'm going to go for Lucas Moura. I'm going to go for Willian for us, different kind of picks. And then maybe from the Leicester game, Vardy, of course, again. So, and the other question is, which game will have the most goals this weekend?
Oh, I don't know what I said in my predictions. I think I gave one as a 3-2. Oh, no, I gave Liverpool 4-2, didn't I? I think. I think that Liverpool have goals in them. They are so scary going forward on that counter-attack. And But I do, like I said, I do feel like Ollie Watkins might nick one, Jack Grealish possibly. I think that game, as much as I don't feel like Liverpool will concede many across the season, I feel like this week Villa might be up for it. So yeah, that game.
Okay, so thank you very much for coming on. Where can they find you?
Thank you for having me. You can find me on Twitter mainly. That's where I have all my footballing opinions. My for my private account is @mygraham, and then I have a public account which is a bit more professional, a bit more journalistic, and that is Maya M. Graham.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming on. Anyone who's watching, that was Maya. That was the prediction show for game week 4. And in case you want to join my FPL league, the deadline is tomorrow. There's the code on screen. There'll also be codes in the description. Thank you everyone for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys later.